everyone. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very good. How are you?
All good, and you?
All good. Yeah, wonderful. It's Thursday again. That's what we look forward to.
Absolutely.
I've just posted our link, so we're on our YouTube channel, and I've posted it onto our Twilight Crop and Craft Facebook group, so hopefully people will be able to find us. Great. I can see people joining us now.
All good, and you?
Oh, that's me just muting the sound. Sorry. Don't want to hear ourselves back. Oh, dear. Great. So, how's your week been, Deb? Has it flown by?
Oh, flown by as usual. Yeah, busy, and you?
Busy. Yeah, same. And I've been looking forward to this because we had our crop last weekend, didn't we? So we did a bit of prep.
We did.
And you had that beautiful mixed media layout that you were working on, because you showed us last week how to use the Lindy's magical shakers, didn't you?
Yes, and I loved it.
Beautiful.
And this is a finished layout, so
and it's got a shimmer.
It's got a shimmer. I don't know. Can you see?
It does. Yeah, the camera picks it up. Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
It's just lovely. And a few rub-ons and a little bit of stenciling, and it's finished.
And it's done.
Yeah.
So the rub-ons are from the Arden Creative Studio Hidden Creek collection. That's the kit we're working with at the moment.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of mixed media tonight. But before we do, we just wanted to show, we've had some questions come in about some of our colour swatches. So I'm going to show you some of those. And we've had these come in. If you've ever had a trip to Disney, that might be Paris or across the pond in the States, these albums have come in. So this is the Say Cheese Magic collection. And it is the binder that comes with the pocket pages. It comes with the dividers. And it's got some lovely little cards in there. So those have just come in. Love those. Hi, Ali. Ali's with us.
Hi.
Hopefully you might be getting a bit of crafting done tonight, Ali. Hi, Steph. Great. So, yeah, those binders have come in, which we love. We've also got a lot of the Say Cheese Magic collection if you wanted to mix and match those. So that's lots of people have asked about that collection. And then we had some questions come in about our ink stickers, which have proved to be very popular. So if I show you these on my ink pads here, so I've got inks and oxide, so I have actually two sets of these, and I just mark one for inks, one for oxides. Oh, hi Sheila, good to have you with us.
Hi Sheila.
So loving the little stickers that we've designed to go on the edge of your distress inks and oxide. So I've got two sets, and I just keep one sheet of stickers, and then I know which ones are for inks and which ones are for oxides. And then also, Debbie, I know you've got one of these. Here's mine that I've started to add to. So these are the little colour swatch charts, and Debbie, you've designed these lovely little stencils that come with it. You can see there's a little
colour swatch.
So we sort of said the circle is the O for oxides, if you like. The star is for your inks. And then this little sheet has a double page for the inks and a double page for the oxides. You can keep track. If you keep that in your tote, when you go to the crop, this is your inventory chart. You will know exactly what inks and oxides you own, so you don't ever get duplicates, we hope.
I've actually done mine on the same one. So I've done the oxide and the ink on the same one, so I can see which colours I'm totally missing, but that's like a personal preference.
Yeah, I love that. And on the A4 one, we've designed it to be in that way. So you get your two sheets, so that's all 43 colours, because we've also included the white, the picket fence on there, which obviously picket fence is not going to really show up on the white, but we wanted that to be on the inventory so you can keep track. And then on the A4 you get, if I can show you like that, this is the colour swatch tag, so that as you said, Debbie, you kind of put your inks one side and your oxides the other, so you can see what you've got.
Yeah, it shows you any gaps, which I found
So you can take these to a crop or to your local craft retailer, and then you know which inks you own, which I think is pretty fantastic. And then the only other thing to add is last week I forgot to show the Wonderlust album. So a really chunky 6x8 album. You're going to get loads of pages in there, and it obviously complements with the beautiful Wonderlust Explorer, which is going to be our next month's kit. So we can't wait to start working with all these elements. It is just beautiful. If you've got travel on the horizon, we are loving all the elements. So the 6x8 binders, these are in stock. It's a 2-ring bulk binder, and it holds the 6x8 pages. So we are just loving that. And within it, it does come with white cardstock inserts. You get 2 side flip pages, you get 2 single pocket pages, and you get 8 single pages with 4 page protectors. And then you get coordinating stickers, which are file tabs, 24 labels, and 88 reinforcers. So it's not just the album, you get a bit of a kit there
and
to
what
build
I love
up.
about that is the ring reinforcers are lovely, and they're super colour. They're all inside the album, and the tabs are just brilliant for separating the pages. It's a really lovely album, really good quality.
And
Hi, Nicola.
we're going to be playing with those, aren't we? Oh, hi Tina.
Yes.
Hi Nicola. We're going to be playing with these albums because we are taking part in a class, and it will be available as a kit. So if you fancy doing a project, which is with the lovely Janine Merowitz, I'm never sure if I say her surname right, we're going to be showing the album kit in a couple of weeks' time. So great, let's get on with a bit of crafting, shall we? We're with the Hidden Creek collection, Katie Petit's new collection, which we love. How is everybody? I'm just checking in with everybody. How's everybody's week going? Is there any crafting going on? Let's have a little look. So Debbie and I have been busy with this collection. It seems like this is the monthly subscription kit that just keeps on giving, isn't it? There's just masses of it.
So much in it, yeah. This
kit has 12 sheets of cardstock, double-sided, because we have put one of each of the paper pad, and it's got rub-ons, it's got ephemera, it's got the laser cut. So far we've made a load of layouts, and we've still got loads to make. So these are the ones I've made so far. I fussy cut all the little butterflies out on that one, and we've got this one, and I've got 2 more backed up ready to go. So let's get creating. Let's bring this one in, because this is the one I was working on last week. Let me show everybody where I am with this. So this was the mixed media background from last week. So I'm thinking I've even picked out the little squirrel. Look at that. There we go. Got a little squirrel on a bench. But I'm going to do a bit more stamping, I think, over.
I'm debating a big photo and a little one, trimming this one down a bit. Or just
love that. And then building up with maybe some of the tickets or the
but I'm trim that and see what it looks like. It might look better just with one.
So I've gone into my stamps and I've picked out some background stamps, because I think this type of thing is about building up layers. So I've got some really old stamps. These are the backgrounds. I do like the crackle effect. You're a fan of these Andy Skinner. Who's the other designer? Seth Apter.
Yeah. The one I've got is like just crisscross lines, but it's brilliant. I use it all the time.
I'm just catching up on the chat. Oh, hi Linda. Hi Gwen. So Linda's all good. Yeah, first time finding us here, because at the crop we were talking about this group. So we're here every Thursday. You might want to join us and craft along, or just join in the chat. We normally just find out how everybody's getting on. Tina's sorting out a craft room.
Oh, that's something I really need.
Nicola managed a little bit of journaling time this afternoon. That's a bonus. Steph's cutting papers for the Project Life Trails album. It's all happening. Great.
Oh, everybody's busy.
Right, so I'm going to try some crackles. I want to build up a bit of depth. Let's try a bit of this crackle stamp. This is in Gathered Twigs. So I tend not to mount it on a block if I don't want a really harsh edge. I just want a bit of extra texture without a harsh line. That's why I love this texture stamp. Comes out quite nicely. Oh yeah, Tina, this I just can you because this was with what did I use on this? The infusions. So I was using these are from Paper Artsy. This is Limoncello, the infusions, and they have a pigment to them in a powder. You add water and you get this really odd, I mean I quite like it, the brown speckles. So I just thought I'm building up the layers because I didn't like it too much to start with. I thought it looked a bit strange, but as I've started adding, I think I do like it.
I'm definitely going to be using those Lindy's
again.
They are just fabulous.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Right, let's oh Gwen, you've got an album for a 70th birthday. Oh, there's nothing like a deadline, is there? You've got a tight time frame on that, so you've got to get crack-a-lacking, as me and Debbie say.
Oh gosh,
Debbie, you've worked on like a wedding album, haven't you? And that was like,
yes, that was for my niece and her husband. That was for Christmas, and oh gosh, come the end, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it done. Just
feel the pressure a bit.
I mean, they didn't know it was coming, but I wanted to give it to them for Christmas. So
yeah,
it was really, but
you had your mindset on what you wanted to do. Right, that's enough, I reckon. I don't want to overdo it. This is one of my favourite stamps. Carabelle Studio is obviously no longer trading, which is really sad. But we still stock a few of their stamps. They were a French-based company, and some of their background stamps are just some of my favourite because I just go back to them again and again.
Yeah,
I'm just cleaning that off before I do anything. You don't want to ruin.
Birgit Coopson designed for them, didn't she? I've got
let's see who this one is. This one is Edwig Verrier. You're better with the French pronunciation, Deb, definitely. But yeah, and obviously Kate Crane designed for them, and she's now with Paper Artsy. But love those. But I equally love these sort of old Andy Skinner stamps, and I got these. I keep an eye out on like craft selling groups or secondhand, you know, because some of these you can't get anymore. They're quite old, but
yeah, but they still have their place, don't they?
Classic, absolutely. Yeah. And then obviously what are still available are some of these lovely Tim Holtz stamps, which and I use that stitching one. So that's the stitching one along the bottom, and these are still available because they're beautiful. Right, that's the layers built up, I reckon. Who else likes to dabble in a bit of mixed media backgrounds? It seems ever more popular in scrapbooking now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love a mixed media background.
Definitely become more popular, and in card making, because people make mixed media backgrounds and then they die cut and they kind of use them for embellishments, I think. Oh, Linda, you're not dabbled in mixed media. Definitely get into. This is one of my favorites. This is our kit for this month. So this is Fresh Snow, and this is just an example of how I started with a completely white 12 by 12 cardstock, and this is the Carabelle stamp I've just used. So you can see I go back to it a lot. lots of paint, lots of stamping, lots of stenciling, and that formed the base of my layout. And then I just layered up ephemera. So that was one of my favorites. I didn't know how it would turn out, but I used the crackle stamp there as well. So I always go back to the same stamps. I've got stencils and stamps that I know work.
Yeah, we do go back to the same ones, don't we?
Yeah. You get a feel for what works, and then once you've got one formula, you can use it again with a different colour palette. Oh, thanks, Nicola. That is one of my favourite layouts, that one with that background, and I had no idea how it was going to turn out. And sometimes we just get these backgrounds that just work for us, which is lovely, because it's not always the way. Sometimes I make a background and I think, oh, I might
well, I've often made a background, haven't I, and said, oh no, that's carnage. Gone.
Yeah, but sometimes then you can add gesso over it.
It normally ends up being used somewhere, but just not for that particular project at that particular time.
Yes. Oh, I hope you're okay. Just said goodbye to your grandson, Gwen. Hope he went off okay. So yeah, the ink I used for stamping, I used gathered twigs, and I tend to use the oxide if I want a more opaque stamp. The inks give much more distress, don't they? They're not quite as crisper an image, but you might be looking for that effect. It depends what you're looking for. If I want a really crisp image, I would go for, this is one of my favorites for crisp stamping, is VersaFine.
Oh, VersaFine black is my favorite of all time.
Yeah, I've got a vintage sepia and I've got an onyx black, and if you want pure crisp detail, those are your inks. If you want a bit more distress, go with your inks and oxides. They definitely give different effects. And this is definitely all about the layering, I think. So, news on these glue presses. They're like gold dust. Can't get them in stock at the moment.
We're still waiting. Apparently they're waiting for a train.
From California or something.
From California, yeah.
Oh, so next week we hope.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this week. She must be fed up with me emailing.
Oh,
but God, is that woman again emailing me?
I know, but we love this glue press. And we have lots of people who want to get their hands on one. Yeah, I'm with you, Gwen. Definitely. Stamping in distress inks for me just doesn't.
No.
It like you say, it pulls, and then the image doesn't stamp well, if at all.
It's too messy.
And no, I would use distress inks for other things. I tend to avoid it for stamping. Oxides are good, give a sort of distressed but good stamp. But if I'm doing like Lavinia or anything like that, it's the Versas. Or,
I mean, background. If I'm building up texture, I'm happy to use either of the Tim Holtz ones. But anything else, it's VersaFine for me because I want the definition.
Yeah, definitely. Right, I've got my little bench and I'm putting my squirrel on this bench. I love this little squirrel.
Someone's got to.
Someone's got to, look. Oh, so cute. Squirrels. It's that little bit of detail, like, is that a squirrel on the bench? Yes, it is a squirrel on the bench.
You've not got the badger out then?
I haven't found a place for the badger yet. I'm working on using it. There's a badger in the ephemera as well, which we just love. It's just
we haven't managed to use the badger yet, have we?
No, but we will need to find a.
We're working on it.
We are working on it. Oh yes, Steph, you got some of the archivals, didn't you, to go with the distress inks. We were talking about that on a live a few weeks back, I think, because I've only started to collect those, and I've still got a way to go. So I've only got one little tin. This is just a tiny tin. Let me grab mine. I'll get the dust off it. So Steph, I think you've gone for some of these whereby the archivals match the distress ink. So we've got fossilized amber, picked raspberry, dusty concord, which means you could ink a background and then tone on tone get a really, these do give a crisp stamp because they're permanent and they're waterproof. So that's all I've got, but that's good for me. That's like a bit of a colour palette, and I like that they coordinate with, but they are more like your VersaFines, aren't they? They give much more crisp stamp. So yes, what have you been making, Steph, with yours? Have you just been experimenting with backgrounds? Yeah, archival is definitely a good one for crisp stamping, and the fact that it's waterproof, you can then, you're not going to get lots of bleeding and smudging. Are you playing with ephemera, Deb? Ephemeral?
Yeah, I'm playing with ephemeral. I'm not quite sure. I need some leafy ones, but I haven't got all the...
It's a fern. So I don't think this probably needs much more. I just can't decide where to put these titles. Enjoy the journey. Oh, I'm concentrating now. You can tell because I'm trying to work out where to put these two. Have a little look, everyone.
I don't think that works with the squirrel, does it there?
Get that. What I do like is the colourways go with the jumper of your photo, and the bringing out the yellows and the oranges.
Jenny dressed him specifically when I said I was going to Westonbirt. Clever, see.
She knows that you'll be coordinating with scrapbook collections.
Yes.
I love that. Now that is dressing to coordinate with your cardstock is just fantastic.
It's just genius. She just knew they'd be sort of
colours, that
forest colour pictures.
Yeah.
Colour. Oh, you know what I mean, don't you?
Can't get your words out tonight.
No.
Oh, Steph, you've got them all now. How many colours of archival are there, I wonder? Because I don't think there are the 472. I don't know if you only bought out a few. The other thing I forgot to show, and we've had a few questions about our messy mats because we'd forgotten to upload them on the website, hadn't we?
Well, I forgot, didn't I?
And this doesn't like the focus because it's just white. So we have our 6x6 and our 12x12 messy mats, great for blending inks. I'm going to use some on my next layout to show you. Let's get this one in. This is what I'm thinking here, but I'm going to, before I get going, I'm going to blend some black soot around the edge, and I've got my 6x6 messy mat.
Yeah, I'm going to do some around this card so it stands out a bit more.
Oh, Sheila, you're not getting on with the glue press. That's and do you make sure you put the the pin lid back in. So one of the tips that we were advised is obviously you keep it in the stand like that when it's in use, but I make sure once I finish crafting, I pop the pin lid back in there.
Yeah, mine's
so
been
the
okay.
pin is in. And the other thing that they advised is that you keep this about 50% full at least with glue, so you get the pressure of the squeeze right, because you need to have this at least 50% full. So I just have my spare bottle of Nuvo and I keep topping them up. Oh, there are only 6 sets, Steph.
Oh.
Only 6 sets. So
well, that's doable collecting wise.
24 colours, and I've got 12, so that's good. I've got half of them, so that's a start. That's a start. Yeah. So the other thing I found when I was using the Nuvo plastic nibs, you showed me this, Deb. You said if you do get clogged, really rinse it out with hot water to just get rid of any potential clogs, and then almost start afresh. But
you want to kind of rinse with hot water, but also go with a pin, the glue end as well, just to make sure everything that end is cleared.
Clear, yeah. Make sure it's clear.
And I've had to do that on other glue things, but never on the glue press.
No. But definitely putting that pin back in is works for me, right? So we noticed, you noticed that there's each of the papers in the pad has got this sort of almost like a grey shadow at the top, and I really like it. So I am keen. I'll use my messy mat I'm going to carry on round.
Gives it a lovely edge, doesn't it? Yeah. Right at the top.
Yes, so definitely we watched a video from the lady who designed these, and I didn't realise that was one of her top tips, because this works on pressure. She recommends you keep this barrel at least 50% full. So what I did, I got an old large bottle of Nuvo, and all you do is you take the lid off, and then this is a nib that you need to separate. So, oh no, actually, I got that wrong. It's a twist off. Now, I had to use a pair of pliers. Oh, it's looser now. So you just unscrew the nib and obviously set that aside and keep it safe. There you go. So that's open. And then I literally just over the sink, but once you get a flow, it's not messy. You just get a long string of glue, and then I would fill it up, tap it down, fill it up, tap it down. And then once you've got a good fill, you can just put your lid back on. So I just keep topping up from my big bottle, and I make sure I keep this at least 50%. And I mean, I've only filled it up once, and I've been using it months, so it does tend to last a long
I've only done
time.
mine once.
But yes, that will keep the pressure and the flow. Give that a try, Sheila, and see how you get on. I'd give the nib a good clean, and then top it up and just see how you get on, because everybody has been raving about it, and it will be frustrating for you if it's not working in the way you want it to. So do let us know how you get on. So this is black soot, and I'm just carrying on around the edge because the paper has this shadow. And I find the messy mats that you've designed, Deb, handy for this, because I'm not
nice little bits, aren't they?
Well, I can just move it around the edge of the paper like this.
Yeah.
I'm not making a mess of my desk, but I'm not wasting the ink.
I'm going to do that around the edge of mine as well. I've just done that around the edge of the paper, and I've added a bit of stenciling because I didn't think it stood out enough. Okay. I am going to ink my edges, I think.
Yeah, this just helps to blend, and I'm just using the ink from the messy mat And you can also wet the messy mat. So if I wanted to use all that ink, I could add a spritz of water to make it go a bit further. I'm obviously just using it neat as it is at the moment. Oh yeah, Sheila, definitely. Getting the lid off, I struggled. Once you open it once, and then you don't do it up so tight the next time, it's fine. But obviously the manufacturer has put that lid on tight. So I just had to get it to clamp, just to clamp. And actually this bottle nib has got ridges, so you can get a good grip with a pair of pliers. And once you get it open once, you'll be good. Hope it goes okay. And I think the glue press does come with a spare tip, doesn't it? Because you've got an extra fine tip.
Yes.
I like using it.
And it comes with another bottle as well.
It does. It comes with another bottle of Nuvo, doesn't it? Or no, an empty bottle.
An empty one that you can fill.
So you could actually then have a fine tip and a wider tip full with, and then you could just swap them in and out depending on what project you're working on. Right, I think that's enough. That look okay? It's a bit of a shadow. I tried hickory smoke for this and it wasn't dark enough. What have you got on yours, Deb?
I'm using black soot, but I'm using a little tag to get a definite edge.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. You're doing a really crisp shadow.
Yes, because it's quite crisp at the top. So I thought otherwise it goes into the rest of the paper. I'm just trying it.
Yeah. Debbie, the stencil that you've just used.
Yeah.
Which stencil is that, Tina? Love the stencil, Debbie. Will it be in the shop?
It's the kit stencil, so it won't be in the shop until we've sold all the kits.
Yeah, but and then Debbie releases them.
It's this one, so it repeats.
Oh, I love yes, that's what I used on that other layout. It's stunning. So yes, once the kits, we upload them, don't we, after that? Because some people do just want to get there.
But we do say that the stencil for the time is like an exclusive for the kit.
Yeah.
So we don't release it until all the kits.
And then once they're all sold, yeah. Marvellous. So this, this is just a piece of cardstock, but I've torn it, I've distressed it, and I've inked it in Evergreen Bow. There's just masses in this kit. I'm going to leave the edges to stick up a bit. I was going to distress these edges, but I know that goes through people, doesn't it? It's like,
yeah,
you know, it's like, the distressing noise. Gathered twigs. Let's make it a bit. Can you remember there was a phase I used to have cat's eyes inks, and we used to ink absolutely every edge in brown. I mean, we do still do distressing now, but we used to ink everything.
Every single, yeah.
If it moved, we would ink it in brown.
And it all fell apart, didn't they? They all went a bit funny.
Oh, what, the cat's eyes? Yes.
Yeah.
I think I've still got a drawer of them somewhere. I probably need to get rid of them because
I got rid of mine.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I'm never going to use them again. I've moved on to Tim.
Yeah. I find they were quite handy to take to crops, but actually now I don't even do that. So, like you say, just get them.
I had a little drawer in the bottom of my tote, and it collapsed. It wasn't very sturdy, so my dad made me this little insert thing. So I had all mine in the bottom there, but they just fall apart after a bit. They were quite
all the sponge sort of goes
funny
downhill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let's get some of this stuck down. Karen, yeah, great question. So on our live last week, I showed the One Perfect Day, and we had quite a chat about some of the elements that we would use that were not wedding themed. So for example, there's a lovely wildflower laser cuts, and I would say for a christening, that would be beautiful. The laser cut elements, I would say, are definitely wedding themed, because you've got
Yes.
a wedding car, you've got the wedding dress, you have got the church and the windows, but that's the laser cut elements are really quite wedding themed. Whereas I think the florals, the laser cut wildflowers, are
Yeah, they were
lovely.
beautiful.
And I would say the 12 by 12 papers, they're kind of like lace, but they're not what I would call, they haven't got loads of wedding words or wedding pictures on. So yeah, definitely check it out on the website.
As a colour palette, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
They are. Colour palette's perfect for, but I would just be a bit picky. And the Wishing Bubbles, for example, has got like groom and father of the bride, so you'd avoid those. But some of the other elements, the 6 by 8 paper pad, the 12 by 12 paper pad, and the florals, I think would be lovely for a christening.
There, in fact, used my ink to add a little bit more stenciling in the corner.
Go you! Is that in like hickory smoke? Love that.
No, that's black.
Oh wow,
that's black, really, really pale. But it does look really pale. It looks all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So start of the live last week. It's on our YouTube channel, Karen. So you can check it out there. But yes, we did sort of talk about how.
And the flowers are just beautiful. The flowers would go with so much.
Yeah.
You could use the flowers for loads.
Yeah, it is definitely, if you're a bit choosy about the bits that you use, we thought that you could definitely use it for other occasions. Baby photos, christenings would be lovely. And I'm actually making my wedding album, and I'm using Crafty Garden, but there were certain bits that I would pick. So I actually would go for like the laser cuts, because they're vintage, and I could probably get away with using some of them with the Crafty Garden collection.
They were really lovely, delicate colour, weren't they?
Yeah, I just wouldn't go for the sort of pinks and I'd avoid those ones. Right, let's get a foamy pad. How's yours coming along, Deb? Are you feeling like it's...
Yeah, I think I'm going to start building up the foliage.
Foliage?
And then I'll probably... Oh, where's my card? There.
I'm having to put a foamy dot to repair this title. It tore very slightly, but I don't think you can really see where it's gone. Yeah, Sheila, great minds. Let me find, I used this paper. Was it last week I used this paper? And this is what I did with mine. I literally used a craft knife and I cut those two wings. So it is actually, you can see I've cut into the paper at the back. And I just lifted the wings to go over the photo. Can you see there, Deb?
Yeah, I've only got one little bit, and I'm not getting out a craft knife just for that.
You got one tiny bit.
No, one tiny little bit. It's got to be covered, Sheila. Yeah, I would if I had more time.
Oh, I think mine was overlapping a bit more.
Mine's got literally the tiniest corner, and I have deliberately moved the photo over so that I don't cover too much, because those butterflies are just beautiful, aren't they?
They are. But that is a technique that I learned doing a Janine Merowitz class, because she often cuts bits and lets them.
But you do better with. I've got a blade like you have, but I don't get on with it very well.
Oh, really?
I don't get on with it. No, I need some top tips, because I don't get on with it very well at all.
I use it like a pencil. These are quite hard to get hold of now, but it's Fiskars.
It don't work for me.
And it means I can just use it like a pencil just to fussy cut. That's been a game changer. But yeah, that's not everybody gets on with things in the same way, like you say.
Well, like that Fiskars circle cutter, shape cutter, you couldn't get on with it at all, could you?
No, definitely.
And then I
didn't happen. You were just away with it.
And I really liked it, and I got on with it really well. So
yeah,
I suppose it's just
absolutely
what works, isn't it?
Yeah. But I have found this collection so easy to work with, there's no doubt. I couldn't resist that little beetle's got on there. I got a squirrel on the other layout. I'm getting a beetle on there. There's little beetles in this kit.
Next thing is the badger, Faye. You've got to get the badger on.
It's going to be the badger next. Look at this little thing. It's just cute. I mean, no one would expect a beetle to just be coming in off the edge of a layout. Ah, yeah. You got one of these, Tina. Yeah. And it's just the way you can twist and turn it like a pencil.
Oh, yours rotates.
Well,
I don't. Rachel have one that rotated, and she didn't get on very well with it.
The blade in mine is fixed. There was one that they had where this was very wobbly, and I don't think it was actually supposed to be wobbly. This blade is fixed, but it's more about the angle that you can like move it on. I don't know. Does yours move, Tina? Yeah, Tina, Sheila uses one of these as well. I think once you get on with it, but I'd love to know, does your blade move? Because mine is fixed. And a friend of ours ordered one of these and it was all wobbly, and I think she sent it back in the end because it was definitely different to mine.
I think I've got
yours rotates as well, Tina.
Yeah, mine is meant to rotate.
Mine is actually fixed, but I can kind of use it like fascinating. So maybe there are a couple of different versions out there. It's interesting to know.
I'm just seeing if mine is in here. I think it's in my pencil case.
Does yours move, Deb?
I'm just having a look if it's in here.
It's curious. This is why it's good to talk and compare and see what's what.
Yes, just found it.
Just found it. Right, let's have a little look.
Right, I've got to move all the other stuff before it falls everywhere.
And Tina's is a much smaller blade, tinier blade, so it is a different model.
Yeah, mine is fixed.
Oh, yours is fixed? Okay, so yours is the same as mine.
I just
don't get on with it.
Yeah, but I possibly need to persevere with it a bit more, but yeah.
But yours is definitely different than to Tina's, and I think the one our friend had was different to ours.
Yes, I can see you're supposed to do it like that, but I haven't found the knack yet.
No, and if it feels awkward, it will, like you say, take a bit getting used to. It doesn't quite feel natural. Just put a bit of glue under here because this is needing securing a bit more. I like a bit of dimension, but now I'm not doing any more tucking. I can tuck it down. Right, I reckon it's done. So from the monthly sub kit, that's 6 layouts done, and I think I've got a whole host of, if I show you what I've got left, I've got masses left. So 6 layouts done. I've still got a load of ephemera left. I've got some beauty. I reckon I've got enough for at least another 3 layouts.
I've got a load of ephemera left.
Layout and laser cuts left.
Can't remember how many I've done. 4 or 5?
Oh yes, definitely, Tina. If you're coming to crop in the country, or we'd love to see that. And I think, Sheila, we might see you at crop in the country. So I can bring the order with me because I know that will be. Oh no, actually, Scan and Cut workshop is first.
Yes.
So that's not this weekend, but next weekend, isn't it?
It is.
So I've got loads of this left. This is from the 12 by 12 paper pad. Look at this. It is beautiful. I've still got bits of journaling cards left. We have the rub-ons. I think I've only used a couple of these rub-ons. So I'm going to keep working with this. I reckon easily enough for a couple more layouts. And I think this one is crying out to be used for a background.
Yes.
It is
Yes,
stunning.
definitely.
So this will be my next one. I'm going to get planning with the pieces I've got left, and definitely making use of these rub-ons. I think this could work well. We are about to restock all of these. Will be with us next week. So these are beautiful. The little colour palettes I could maybe put up here. So you get 4 sheets in here. And what I like is it's 2 sheets of one and 2 sheets of the other. So actually, if you want to make a repeating pattern, you can. I love how you use those butterflies, Deb. I think I might use the butterflies on this.
Oh, I love those butterflies.
Yes. Oh, thank you for joining us, Sheila. Yeah, we do. We love our Thursdays, and the time just goes so quickly. So I think that is me done. Are you nearly done?
I'm nearly done. I'm happy to.
You're going to be finishing off?
I'll be a while faffing, I think.
Yeah, well, I think we've been very productive, haven't we? So couple of layouts done. That's the mixed media one finished as well, which I'm glad I got done. Playing with those what do we call them? I had infusions I was playing with, and you had Lindy's, didn't you? So
yes. Yeah.
Great. So Deb's going to be finishing off, and we will post some photographs to the group, and we will be back same time next week.
Thanks for joining
us, everyone. Bye.